From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your evening update.
Ants Meats and Grocery is much more than a grocery store. We carry a full line of quality meats, local and organic vegetables, and a large variety of fish, Green Mountain Smart Control pellet grills, and a full deli case of sandwiches and side dishes.
Well, here we go. We got a storm system that's approaching. We're going to see the clouds move in here tonight. We're going to be looking at the rain moving in tomorrow morning, and eventually through the day, everyone is going to see that chance for some rain here. Also, as the cold front passes through, we've got gusty winds in the forecast. We've got thunderstorms in the forecast for the next few days, and not to mention snow still in the higher elevations. And we're going to continue with the off and on showers here through at least the first half of the weekend with snow levels between 4,000 and 5,000 feet. But the models are still trending drier for Easter Sunday. Now, I'm still keeping it in the forecast for now, but by tomorrow, I may be taking it out if we get more consistency in those long-range forecast models. Here's your neighborhood forecast at a glance here for tomorrow. And yes, you're noticing the difference. Everyone has got some rain falling from the clouds. Now, it's going to start off on the coast, work its way eastward through the morning, but the mountains, the valley, the coast, all seeing the rain. And I think the best chance for thunderstorms tomorrow will be on the coast, and then by tomorrow night into Thursday, the valley, eventually getting on some of those thunderstorms as well. So you'll also notice we're getting cooler as well. Temperatures are dropping with the approach of this storm system. Let's take a look at futurecast, walk you through the timing. Now, I've included the winds because there's going to be what we call a convergence zone, or many of you know it as a training effect that we've got to watch for as we watch these storm systems move through. So first and foremost, tomorrow morning, you do have the showers moving on in, snow levels between 4,000 and 5,000 feet. I think the valley, central, and eastern Siskiyou County eastward will be dry. West of that, we've got that wet weather moving in. The cold front isn't moving through yet, though. The cold front's off over here. So these are what we call prefrontal showers that are moving in, which means they won't be terribly heavy. We don't expect any thunderstorms at this point, but then once the cold front pushes through, now you see how more intense it gets through the morning hours. Thunderstorms are a very good possibility along this line here of showers and thunderstorms. But I want you to notice the valley. We're getting a bit of a shadowing effect here. So what happens is the cold front and the rain itself moves down the mountains as a sinking air. So we see that drier conditions here. But then as it rides back up those mountains on the east side, we see the rain begin to pick back up. Now, a lot of times, too, we don't see as much shadowing for Redding because, of course, it's at the very north end of where those mountains are. And again, on the east side of the valley, we start to see better chances for that rain moving in. So a lot of times, Red Bluff, Corning, Willows, we really won't see as much rainfall out of these types of events. So we take you into the afternoon on Wednesday, and again, we're seeing that rain. It's beginning to move in, so we have better chances for some moderate to heavy rainfall at times. Now, as I mentioned, most of the thunderstorms are expected to be along the coast, but I do expect that by Wednesday evening, Wednesday night, we could be looking at some of these turning into thunderstorms. And by the way, snow levels still around 4,000 to 5,000 feet. So mainly in the form of rain for I-5, mainly in the form of rain for Highway 299 west of I-5, but east of I-5, yes, some of the higher mountain passes, there could be some chain requirements through the day on Wednesday. So just bear that in mind if you have to travel over some of those higher mountain passes east of I-5 here for tomorrow. And again, it's going to be gusty out there as well. You can't forget about that. Now check this out. You see this line? It's typically more kind of centralized over here, but you see how we've got these very strong winds coming in from the south. This is going to create what's known as a convergence line. And really what's happening is this, is that strong winds coming in from the south, it's hitting the mountains and it's forcing that air up. So a lot of times what happens is as long as you have those strong south winds, you see that one line after another develop over the area. So there could be the potential for some localized flooding around the Redding area, depending on where that convergence line decides to set itself up. Now that's going to be a Wednesday night event, so just be aware of that. If you live in this area, kind of in this general area here, you could run into the potential for some of that localized flooding, again, if that convergence line decides to set itself up. But in the meantime, the cold front is now off to our east. We've got snow heavy at times, above 4,000 or 5,000 feet, and not to mention some of that heavier rainfall at those lower elevations. But now we're behind the cold front. It's cold and unstable. So what that will mean is scattered showers and maybe even some thunderstorms as we go through the day on Thursday. Thursday morning, showers and thunderstorms for the coast. Not much rain in the valley at this point, but still some snow flurries in the higher elevations. Snow levels are dropping to 3,500, 4,500 feet. mainly in the form of rain for I-5, but there could be a short period of time in the morning hours on Thursday that we could see a little bit of snow there. We've got to watch that closely. Also, you notice here, there may even be the potential for a little bit of snow on Buckhorn Summit, again, early Thursday morning. But really, for the most part, I think it's going to be mainly kind of that rain-snow mix. Now, as we go into noon, now you're seeing more thunderstorms developing just west of the valley through the day on Thursday. You see those thunderstorms popping up. Not to mention along the coast as well, we're seeing those thunderstorms here. Once again, we're seeing snow in those higher elevations. So we've got a little mixed bag of everything, right? And keep in mind too, with these thunderstorms, you're looking at the potential for more accumulating hail. That can create that travel hazard as that hail accumulates on the roadways. So be aware of that over the next few days as well. You've got to really proceed with caution, especially if you do see that thunderstorm ahead of you. Do keep in mind that there could most likely be some hail associated with that. All right, let's take a look at the storm strength and the potential for thunderstorms, okay? So here's what we're going to look at. Here we are, Wednesday, 5 p.m. There's the best chance for thunderstorms right here. We're not seeing as much of that instability to the east of that. But by Wednesday night, yeah, look at that. We're beginning to see those thunderstorms developing, especially on the east side of I-5 here, making its way into the foothills. But also some instability along the coast, seeing the potential for thunderstorms even Wednesday night there. Now check out Thursday, because Thursday afternoon, we've got that area of instability here, and not to mention in parts of the valley as well. So this is where we have the best potential for thunderstorms, is on Thursday afternoon for the valley, and that'll continue into Thursday evening as well. All right, so now we take a look at the amount of rainfall we're expecting. And again, remember I was talking about that bit of shadowing. So we're going to see less rainfall for Red Bluff and Willows, but more rain to the north end of the valley and east side of the valley near Chico as well. But of course, a heavier amount of rainfall, as we typically see, will be along the coast. Snow totals. All right, now we're talking about snow. And these are my projections. If we can get that snow low enough for Mount Shasta City, we could see some light accumulations. Most likely, maybe a bit of a mix for Dunsmuir and a bit of a mix for Bernie, Shingletown. But Chester, you could pick up a few inches of snow, possibly. And then even though we're going to be looking at most likely in the form of snowflakes in Alturas, it probably won't amount to much. You have to go above 4,000 or 5,000 feet before you really start seeing that significant snow. Now, storm impacts with the snow, well, you can see we're getting in that limited to minor category, especially east of I-5. But even on I-5, as we go into tomorrow night and into Thursday, we're going to be in that limited factor. So again, we could be looking at a period of time where the snow may be low enough to accumulate lightly on slightly on I-5, that is, and maybe a bit of a mix. So it's one of those things where, here's the bottom line. If you have to travel in the mountains tomorrow or Thursday, be aware of the fact that as you get down to possibly as low as 3,500 feet, you may run into some issues. But I think it's mainly going to be above 4,000 feet that you'll run into the biggest problems here as far as slick roads from that snow. Now the winds. Well, a lot to talk about with this storm, right? Because as the cold front passes through Wednesday morning, we're looking at gusts 20 to even 40 miles per hour for the coast. As we push it eastward, I think this model is underdoing it for Redding, but I do think in the valley, as we go into the afternoon, that cold front will be passing through, and we can see those gusts upwards of 30, probably even close to 40 miles per hour, and very gusty winds for the eastern mountains as well. So with winds this strong, we've got the potential for power outages. So that's something we've got to be on the lookout for as that cold front passes through. And once we get behind that cold front, still breezy, borderline windy here through the day on Thursdays. You can still see those wind gusts possibly upwards of 20 to 30 miles per hour, even through the day on Thursday, even though we're behind that storm system or that cold front. All right, so here's the active pattern that we have, this parade of storms, as I like to call it. And that storm door is open, and that's going to allow these storm systems to move on in. So there you can see, of course, there's that wet weather coming in for tomorrow, Wednesday, right? There's that storm system. The main area of low pressure is here, but we're still seeing these disturbances kind of come on in for Thursday. This storm system is going to develop on its own and get stronger and develop an area of low pressure. The flow around that low bringing us rain on Friday. Not to mention, even as it shifts to the south, it'll continue to bring us more rain on Saturday. But I am beginning to see signs that maybe on Sunday, that's of course Easter Sunday, this will be far enough to the south that the flow around the low may not bring us any rainfall. And plus, on top of that, we're seeing high pressure build in. We've got more of a northerly flow of winds. That really is going to be hard for us to support that rain development here on Sunday, even Sunday morning. So, Is it guaranteed that we'll be dry on Sunday? Still, I'm not 100% confident that it will be 100% dry, but I am seeing that the forecast models are trending towards a drier solution for Easter Sunday, and not to mention the day after Easter on Monday, we've got high pressure building in, warmer temperatures, and more sunshine in the forecast. Okay, so now the wave heights. Of course, with these storm systems, a lot of times the waves can really start to increase. The height's not so bad as we go into Wednesday afternoon, but by Wednesday night into Thursday, there you have it. Now, of course, we're seeing those wave heights out to sea upwards of 17, 18 feet. But take a look at this. The winds will progressively get stronger through the day tomorrow, and eventually up to the southwest at 15 to 20 knots. There you can see the waves. There you can see your high and low tide. Now, there is a gale warning for tonight and into tomorrow. So, of course, be sure to watch tomorrow morning, as we'll have the latest on that gale warning and what those conditions will be like as far as the wave heights are concerned. All right, here's what we have here for tonight. Temperatures low to mid 40s for the valley, and in the mountains in the mid to upper 30s. There you can see those mid 40s for the inland areas and along the coast here for tonight. Here's your Trinity County neighborhood forecast. Temperatures will be in the low to maybe in some mid 50s, but it is cooling off a bit. And we've got the off and on chances for rain here all the way through Saturday, slimmer chances by Sunday. 55 in Fortuna. We could see some thunderstorms tomorrow and Thursday for the coast. You start heading inland, the chances for thunderstorms are a bit slimmer, but by Thursday we do have that chance for thunderstorms here. Rain could be heavy at times, and maybe even some accumulating hail. We take you into your Wednesday for your Siskiyou County neighborhood forecast. Temperatures mainly in the 40s, but western Siskiyou County, upper 40s, low 50s. Eastern Siskiyou County, we're in the low 40s there. Now, we take you off of your Modoc County neighborhood forecast, where temperatures should be in the upper 40s to low 50s for your daytime highs. Should be completely dry by Monday, Tuesday, but maybe even as early as Easter Sunday. 50 degrees for Chester, 53 degrees for Westwood. Shingletown, you'll see a high of 51 and 53 degrees in Paradise. Let's take a look at your Valley neighborhood forecast to the south. 58 degrees for Corning, 59 for Orland, and 59 degrees in Chico. We take you up north with 53 for the city of Shasta Lake, 50 in Shingletown, and Red Bluff, about 57 degrees. Let's take a look at that 7-day forecast for Redding, and there you have it. You've got the wet weather off and on. Now, the best chances for thunderstorms in the valley will be tomorrow evening, tomorrow night, and not to mention your Thursday afternoon as well. That could also lead to the potential for accumulating hail, which obviously can be a travel hazard as well. On Friday, more rain, scattered showers on Saturday. Sunday, for now, I've still got the chance, the slight chance for a stray shower here or there on Sunday. But as I mentioned, the forecast models are trending towards a drier solution on Sunday. And there's a very good chance that by tomorrow, I may have completely dry conditions by Easter Sunday going into early next week.